What's going on, everybody? We're back here. MMA investing himself, Mr. Joe, joins us again. Super excited to have him, as always. Weekend full of fights. Here we go. UFC Vegas 35. 35 here in this. Super excited, pumped up. This this card is pretty fucking stacked. Very excited. Mr. Holes in your game, Kevin Lee. He's in this. Let's start with him. Kevin Lee versus Daniel Rodriguez. We know who I'm going for. How do you see this going, my friend?
That's a good ass fight for sure. Been waiting for the return of Kevin Lee for a while now. First fight at welterweight in a while. I'm not sure if he's fought at welterweight before. I'm pretty sure he has, but obviously he's been fighting at lightweight, so this is return to welterweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, good ass fight for sure. D-Rod, don't sleep on that guy. He's really, and he's a naturally bigger guy. To break it down, I do have Kevin Lee winning this fight. It's going to be a competitive fight, though. And in order for Kevin Lee to win, he has to go to his wrestling. He's a very good wrestler. He's a very good grappler. Once he gets you down at maintaining position and getting a submission. D-Rod's shown really good takedown defense. He's also a pretty good grappler himself. I think he's under Eddie Bravo, 10th Planet guy. I just see Kevin being able to get D-Rod down in that first and second round, right out some top position, and maybe even find a submission within that first 2 rounds. The thing with Kevin Lee, though, dude, he gasses bad. That's been really his downfall. I mean, first round Kevin Lee's as good as you get as a fighter, man. Like he's a really, really talented fighter. He just runs out of gas. If he's able to, stay composed and not run himself out of gas and not go too hard, I think he can win this fight. Not easily, but I think it'll be competitive. But I do have Kevin Lee winning this. It'll be competitive. I either see a decision or, maybe a rear naked choke in the second, something like that. But don't sleep on D-Rod, man. That guy got some slick boxing himself, so we'll see.
So fantastic breakdown. Again, this is why I love when MMA investing gets on here. It's when me and my bullshit friends come on and we talk about it, we're more playing grab ass and not knowing what the fuck we're talking about. Then we go off, well, Roman Reigns is on SmackDown this week. Let's talk about that. But yes, very excited, bro. Glad that you have this, that you're on. Again, appreciate your intake. Now, Mr. Kevin Lee, I'm a big fan of his brother, Keith Lee, friend of the show. He follows us. I have his damn number. We text sometimes. Great dude. Yeah, Keith Lee's awesome. Kevin is cool too. He's cool too. Now, Mr. Holes in your game. Again, it's hard for me to go against D-Rod. Just, Mexican. It is what it is. Yeah.
Mexicano.
Mexicano, bro. Exactly. Now, it's not about a race thing, but I've just been a D-Rod fan. I do enjoy his stylistic fighting too. Sure. Yeah, no, I totally agree. If Kevin Lee makes it like a quote unquote boring fight with his wrestling, I could definitely see him winning. Taking him down, just smothering him, shoulders and just making it like a nasty fight. I could for sure see Kevin Lee fight. Now Kevin Lee win. Yeah, it has been a minute. D-Rod's been in and out for sure, and his striking is legit. Now, if he can stuff Kevin, I think at least the first and second round, he can stuff him. Then I think D-Rod's going to light him up, bro. I really do think that. That's a big if, right? If that's a big if, he can stop Kevin Lee's takedowns. But if he can stop him the first 2 rounds, yeah, I think D-Rod's going to light him up, bro. And Kevin Lee's still fairly young. There was a time, bro, that I thought he was going to be like a champion and shit. I really did. And he still can be. He's young. We'll just see. I think this is a good fight for Kevin for sure. Also a really good fight for D-Rod, just because Kevin Lee's a fairly well-known name. You can beat that guy, especially with devastating fashion, KO, TKO, whatever. I think that's a real good opportunity for D-Rod. It's a good matchup, a great matchup.
Great matchup.
As far as predictions, bro, I'm gonna go with my boy D-Rod. I'm gonna say he stuffs the take, like I'm saying, stuffs it the first round, second round, peppers him up, and maybe finishes him late second round, early third round.
That's fair. And D-Rod's been super active, obviously. Kevin Lee's coming back from a big layoff. This is a huge step up in competition for D-Rod. I mean, the best guy he fought before that was a washed-up Mike Perry. But dude, no, I think
quotes I've heard, dude, it's true. Yeah, fantastic intake once again. I'm not going to pretend I'm an avid tough watcher. I've seen a few, here and there, but I'm gonna take your word for it just because of Ricky's Roman Reigns mane that he has. I'm gonna go with that, and because of your intake. Fantastic. Looking forward to that for sure. So I have, even more motivation to watch this card. Who do we have next?
We got Brian Battle versus Gilbert Urbina. And this was not supposed to fight that was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be Tresean Gore versus Brian Battle. Tresean Gore, unfortunately, I think like 2 days ago, actually, he actually got hurt and had to pull out of the fight. So because of that, Gilbert Urbina replaced him. That fight would have been awesome. I think Tresean Gore has future contender written all over him, even maybe a future champ, because he's good, man. The Battle and Urbina fight, it's interesting. I think it's going to be a close fight. Battle's a natural bigger dude. Urbina's a big dude as well, but you could tell Battle's just going to be the bigger guy in there. Both pretty good strikers. I think where Battle excels is kind of in the clinch, where he can use that Muay Thai. He's a good grappler. He has some nasty submissions, as we saw in the show when he got Petrosky out of there. Urbina's kind of the same. They're almost kind of a similar fighter. They're pretty good on the feet, nothing crazy. They're also both pretty good grapplers. They don't excel really anywhere, but they're both kind of good at everything.
Okay.
Because of that, I think Battle's going to be able to win this fight just because he's a naturally bigger guy, and I think he's just kind of tougher. Urbina seems to kind of fold as the fight goes along. He seems like a guy that can break. Battle seems like a guy that's just going to be able to stand there no matter what happens, to be able to fight with every last ounce of blood, sweat, and tear in his body, man. So I think it's going to be very competitive, but I see Battle being able to do a little bit more and maybe even hurting Urbina on the feet. I think it's going to go to the decision, though. I don't see either guy finishing the other guy unless it's maybe like a choke or something from Battle, or he catches him with a big right hand. But I think this goes to decision competitively, and I think Battle gets a tough championship under his belt, or whatever you want to call it. I think he's the new Ultimate Fighter in the middleweight division.
Once again, fantastic intake. I feel like we're listening to Chael Sonnen in his prime. Just
right.
Fantastic, bro. Yes, I'm taking your word for it once again. I'm looking forward to this. Again, great breakdown. I'll get off your nuts right now. Main event. We have Edson Barboza against Giga.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be super fun. Super fun. Barboza, I feel like he's just been a staple in the division for years, it seems like. And Giga's 13-2. He's had a couple of highlights himself. Stylistically, this is great. I can't wait for this matchup. This is going to be super fun. How do you see this going?
Dude, yeah. If you're one of those guys that loves the striking and you think grappling's a little gay, this is a fight for you. Because those guys, personally, I love grappling, all aspects of MMA for sure. But if you're, one of those guys, you need to stand up and bang, this is a fight you need to watch. Both very high-level strikers, extremely high-level strikers. Yeah, like you said, Edson's been a staple in the UFC forever.
Yep.
Now at the featherweight division, he's doing great, man. Personally, I really didn't think he was going to be able to do that good because he was already so lean.
Yeah.
And then cutting extra 10 pounds, I'm like, there's no way this guy's going to be able to sustain that. But he shut me up and he's proved me wrong. He's looked great, man. He should be 3-0, I believe, in the featherweight division because he got robbed against Ige. I picked Ige in that fight, and I don't think Ige won that fight. And then last fight, we saw him absolutely dismantle Shane Burgos, which I also picked against him in that fight. So I've been sleeping on Barboza at featherweight, man, and I've paid for it with my money. But yeah, this fight's going to be chaos from beginning to end, both very high level with their kicks, with the boxing. I would give the boxing advantage to Edson, and because of that, Edson to win this fight. I think his experience, his toughness, his boxing advantage is going to be able to get him the win here. Giga's going to make it very, very competitive, obviously. But I just see Edson be able to do a little bit more each round. I think his volume is very good, and I think he could light up Giga with those kicks and set up his boxing well. Maybe get in the pocket a little bit and be able to hit Giga with some right hands, left hands, some hooks. But it's going to be competitive from beginning to end. I wouldn't count Giga out in this fight at all, and the odds indicate that. It's a pick-'em fight for a reason. Yeah. Even money on either sides, essentially. But, yes, I do think Edson's experience essentially is going to give him the edge here, and his elite striking, he can strike with anybody in the division at any given night. And because of that, I got a thing with Edson here, man, but don't sleep on Giga.
Once again, bro, Chael Sonnen in his prime. Everybody right here. Great breakdown, bro. Yeah, the bad guy. Now the reason I have Edson going over is because of his speed. My main thing is the big difference maker. Not that Giga's slow at all, but Edson, bro, people forget just because he's lost a few fights and stuff like that. He's so fast, bro. He's so fucking fast. Yeah, he's real good hands. He's real snappy too.
Yeah.
Now again, to your point, Giga can easily win too. This is one of those where if somebody lands a real tough shot, the other one's gonna get stunned and can finish him. So my Edson pick isn't real confident. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not a real confident pick. But his speed, especially in the first round, I feel like he's gonna display that real quick. He's gonna be real snappy with the leg kicks, real snappy with the jab, and it goes to the body even better too. But yeah, this should be a war. This should be a fight. To your point, where, like you said, if you feel like wrestling's kind of gay, my hardcore Mexican uncles that watch MMA lightly, like, hey, why is he hugging him? He needs to fight him, fool. I'm like, hey, Theo, listen, these guys are gonna fight. These guys are gonna fight. Trust me. So yeah, for those reasons, it should be a really entertaining fight.
Dude, yeah, and yeah, 100% right, dude. Edson's fast as hell.
Yeah.
And the Edson, it's two ways. You're a grappler that can get him down and smother him like Habib did.
Yep.
Or stay in his face and you can apply pressure and get him tired, because Edson can get tired. He has a good. You can get him tired if you stay in his face, like Gaethje did. So those are two ways: you grapple him, you smother him, or you stay in his face and force him to get into pocket exchanges and box them and tire him out. And because of that, I don't see Giga. Obviously, he's not going to take him down. And I just don't really see him be able to like put a high pace on Edson. And Giga's never been 5 rounds himself. So, I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to pick, and it's going to be a very competitive fight. Edson also can be hurt to the body before. And Giga has that Giga kick, man, where he hits Edson in that liver. And I think that's the way Giga's going to win, if he hits him with one of those body kicks to the liver or to the body and he rips him up there. But, I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. It very well could happen. But I just, like I said, I just see Edson be able to do a little bit more each round, man. Just land some more, maybe hurt Giga. If there's a finish, I think it's later, maybe in that 4th round when somebody tires out maybe, or Giga. I think if somebody's going to finish early, it's going to be Giga because he lands that kick or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. It's going to be a great fight.
Fucking looking forward to it for sure. Fireworks. Cannot wait for this. Super excited. You got the Ultimate Fighter finales in it. You have Mr. Holes in Your Game in it, DR, and then of course Edson and Giga. Very fun night of fights. Looking forward to it. Once again, MMA Investing, my friend Joe, thank you for being on. We'll continue doing this shit religiously. Hopefully we can. Joe, MMA Investing, go subscribe, make money,